The lights dimmed, the crowd on the edge of their seats, and history was moments away from repeating itself, but no one could have seen this coming. WWE, in all its chaotic glory, unleashed what fans are now calling the ruse of a century. MetLife Stadium was electric. The air buzzed with excitement, confusion, disbelief. The roar of the crowd hadn't yet faded from CM Punk's victory, but little did they know, something bigger, something darker, was lurking in the shadows of the ramp. It was the night that shook the wrestling world. SummerSlam 2025 was already historic, 2 nights of unrelenting action, championship clashes, and legacy-defining battles. But when Seth Rollins returned with deception in his stride, it wasn't just a comeback, it was a statement. A reminder that in WWE, the game never changes, only the players evolve. Flashback a decade. WrestleMania 31. Rollins cashes in his Money in the Bank contract mid-main event, blindsiding Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar to steal the WWE Championship. It was called the Heist of the Century. But now, this wasn't a heist. This was manipulation incarnate. Theatrics. Misdirection. A man with crutches, a limp, a brace, and a briefcase full of lies. Seth Rollins didn't need to walk into SummerSlam 2025 with fanfare. He hobbled in. The fans gasped. Whispers turned to roars. Some were worried. Some were hopeful. Was this a send-off? Was he just showing face? The lights flickered and he stood at the top of the ramp, soaking in the confusion like a snake in the sun. He turned to walk away. He dropped the crutches. He unstrapped his brace. Boom. A blur. A charge. A Money in the Bank briefcase thrust into the referee's hand. CM Punk, exhausted from his war with Gunther, barely on his feet, could hardly understand what was happening. 1 second, he's the newly crowned World Heavyweight Champion. The next, his reign was being ripped away from him. The bell rang. A stomp to the head. 1, 2, 3. And just like that, history didn't repeat, it surpassed itself. 10 years after the heist of the century, Rollins had done it again. But this wasn't a robbery. This wasn't a snatch and grab. This was psychological warfare. Punk didn't just lose the title, he was played. The celebration, the tears, the catharsis of winning a world title after 12 years, all erased in seconds. It wasn't Gunther who broke him. It wasn't the match. It was the game Seth Rollins played behind the curtain. A long con. A magic trick on the grandest stage. And while the fans booed, cheered, screamed, or wept, Rollins stood tall. Smirking. Arms outstretched. The World Heavyweight Championship hoisted in the air like a crown for a king who never truly left the throne. Rhea Ripley's words echoed through social media. "Give it back to him," she cried, furious at what she had just witnessed. But it wasn't just her. The entire locker room watched on monitors in disbelief. Some in shock, others in awe. Backstage, Punk was helped to his feet, clutching his ribs and his pride. His eyes scanned the screens showing replays of the betrayal. His jaw clenched. The fire hadn't gone out, it had only just been ignited. Rollins didn't just steal a belt. He reignited a war. And the WWE Universe. They were split down the middle. Some calling it genius. Others, a disgrace. But no one could deny, it was unforgettable. SummerSlam 2025 will go down in history, not just for its marquee matches, but because Seth Rollins reminded everyone why he's called the architect. Because while others wrestle, he plays chess. Because when others walk the ramp, he sets the trap. And when the smoke clears, when the lights go down, when the crowd chants or jeers or screams, it's Seth Rollins who writes the ending. And tonight, the final chapter was titled, Ruse of a Century.